Look at yourself right now. Be honest. How many times have you sat on that bench, watching the minutes tick away, feeling a fire burning in your chest while everybody else acts like you don't even exist? How many times have you walked off that pitch with mud on your boots, sweat in your eyes, and tears burning behind your lids, asking yourself, is this really worth it? Am I ever actually going to make it? They told you that you were too small. They said you weren't fast enough. They said you lacked vision, that your touch was off, that the competition was just too fierce. Your friends went out partying on Friday nights while you went to bed early. And for what? To get cut from the squad? To sit as an unused substitute? To deal with another hamstring pull just as you were finding your rhythm? Listen to me very carefully right now. That pain you're feeling, that crushing feeling in your stomach when the team sheet comes out and your name isn't on it, that is not the signal to pack your bags. That is not the sign to turn around and give up. That is the trial by fire. That is the exact moment where 99% of people quit, and that is the exact moment where legends are forged. If you walk away now, you prove every single critic right. You validate every coach who doubted you. You give every opponent who wrote you off permission to win. Is that how your story ends? Or are you about to show them who you really are? Nobody sees the early mornings. Nobody posts videos of the 5 a.m. alarm when your muscles ache, your joints are stiff, and every cell in your body is screaming at you to pull the covers back over your head. Nobody lights up a stadium for your wall passes when the pitch is dark, freezing, and deserted. The world only applauds the highlight reel. They only see the 90 minutes under the bright lights on Saturday. They see the top corner curling strike, the perfect threaded pass, the effortless step-overs, the trophy lift. And when they see it, they call it natural talent. They call it luck. What a lie. Talent doesn't pull you out of bed when it's pouring rain and freezing cold outside. Talent doesn't do 100 extra box-to-box sprints after everyone else went home. Talent doesn't pick you up off the grass when your lungs are burning like fire and your calves are cramping. Discipline does that. Obsession does that. If you want to play at the highest level, you have to fall in love with the work that nobody sees. You have to embrace the isolation. You have to make peace with the sacrifice. Every single time you practice your weak foot when your teammates are scrolling on their phones, you get one step closer. Every time you do mobility work while others sleep, you build an iron shield around your body. Look at the greatest to ever step on the pitch. They weren't born superhuman. They were simply obsessed with the fundamental mechanics of the game. They repeated the same touch, the same turn, the same strike 10,000 times until it became as natural as breathing. You think you're tired? Good. So is everyone else. But while everyone else uses fatigue as an excuse to slow down, you use fatigue as a signal to push harder. Because when the 85th minute comes and everyone else's legs are heavy, your mind will whisper, I built myself for this exact moment. Let me tell you something about setback. Setback is not your enemy. Setback is your fuel. Think about the history of this game. Do you think Jamie Vardy was supposed to be a Premier League champion when he was playing factory shifts and running around in the 8th division of English football at 23 years old? Do you think Luka Modric was supposed to win the Ballon d'Or when he was a refugee, growing up amidst war, playing with makeshift soccer balls on concrete parking lots? Do you think Didier Drogba was destined for greatness when he didn't sign a professional contract until he was nearly 21 years old? Every single icon in football history has a chapter in their book where they looked completely finished. Every single one of them had a moment where the world looked them dead in the eyes and said, "You are not good enough." The difference between the forgotten names and the legends isn't that legends never failed. It's that when legends got knocked down to the grass, they spat out the dirt, stood back up, and said, "Watch me." Your current situation is not your final destination. So you got rejected by an academy? Good. Use that rejection as the fire that powers your daily training. You had a terrible game where you made 3 mistimed passes and cost your team a goal. Good. Go rewatch the tape, identify your mistakes, and spend the next 6 weeks fixing them until that weakness becomes your strongest weapon. You're recovering from an injury and watching your spot get taken. Good. Treat your rehabilitation like your new match day. Come back stronger, faster, and more ruthless than you were before you got hurt. Stop crying about the doors that closed in your face. Go build your own door. Football does not care about your excuses. The pitch doesn't care how hard your path has been. The ball doesn't care who your parents are or what scout turned you down last year. The ball only responds to execution. And execution is built entirely in your mind. What goes on inside your head when you step over that white line? Are you playing to win, or are you playing not to lose? There is a massive difference. When you play not to lose, you play with fear. You hide behind defenders so you don't receive the pass. You release the ball as quickly as possible because you're terrified of making a mistake. You play soft. You play scared. When you play to win, you demand the ball. You look your opponent in the eyes and tell them without saying a single word, "You cannot stop me today." If you give away the ball, you don't hang your head and throw your arms in the air. You turn around immediately, sprint 40 yards, and tackle to get it back. Self-doubt is the greatest killer of football dreams. Not lack of talent, not bad luck, self-doubt. The moment you start believing that the defender marking you is better than you, you've lost the battle before the referee even blows the whistle. You have to cultivate an unshakable, bulletproof belief in your abilities. That belief doesn't come from arrogance, it comes from preparation. When you know you put in the hours when no one was watching, when you know you pushed your body past its limits while others were sleeping, when you know your core, your stamina, your touch, and your intelligence have been sharpened through relentless sacrifice, fear vanishes. Confidence takes over. You must become an absolute warrior on that pitch. When you cross that white line, there are no friends, no doubts, and no hesitation. You must be willing to put your head where others fear to put their feet. You must be willing to run until your chest burns, pass until your vision clears, and fight for every single loose ball like your life depends on it. Because for you, it does depend on it. This isn't just a game. This is your life. This is your purpose. Time is ticking. Every single day you spend procrastinating, every training session you skip, every half-hearted effort you give is a day someone else is getting ahead of you. Right now, somewhere in the world, there is another player training for the exact same spot you want. They are running faster, kicking harder, and sacrificing more. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to let them take your dream away from you? Are you going to sit back and watch someone else live the life you were supposed to live? No. It is time to make a decision. Right here, right now, today. No more feeling sorry for yourself. No more waiting for the perfect moment. No more waiting for a scout to magically discover you while you're putting in half efforts. If you want it, go earn it. Go out to that pitch when it's empty. Take the ball, put down the markers, and work until you can't stand up. Sharpen your first touch until the ball sticks to your feet like glue. Train your weak foot until you don't even have a weak foot anymore. Work on your tactical positioning until you can read the game 3 seconds before everyone else. Make yourself so undeniably good that no coach in the world can afford to leave you on the bench. Make yourself so dominant that when scouts walk up to the pitch, their eyes instantly fixate on you. Remember why you started this journey. Remember that little kid who first kicked a ball in the backyard or on the street, who fell in love with the feeling of the ball hitting the net, who dreamed of playing under the lights in front of thousands of screaming fans. Do not let that kid down. When your legs are heavy, run for that kid. When your lungs are burning, dig deep for that kid. When the world tells you it's impossible, prove them wrong for that kid. It is possible. It's possible if you're willing to outwork everyone around you. It's possible if you refuse to take no for an answer. It's possible if you look at failure as a stepping stone, not a death sentence. The pitch is waiting. Your future is waiting. Pick up your boots, tie your laces, step onto that field, and show the world what you are made of. Don't quit. It is possible. If this video lit a fire inside you today, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this with a teammate who needs to hear this right now. Leave a comment below with your football goal for this year. Keep grinding, keep believing, and never quit. See you at the top.